my presentation tonight, I decided to explore my own identity a little bit by delving deeper into my name. So a little bit about other Jennifer Smiths of the world. 1982, the year I was born, my name was the #1 name in the nation, except for those places. There are 1,400 and change other Jennifers in Massachusetts, 2.7 million people with my same last name, and there are about 12,000 people with my name, which is a lot. So I did some Google searches, and the first one I came up was kind of scary. It was about this teacher sexting her students. Yikes. Then there was some folks on LinkedIn, and Jennifer Schwalbach Smith, a former journalist like myself, well, except for I still work. And she's important because she's married to that guy, Kevin Smith, who's on Comic Book Men now and produced all sorts of good movies like Chasing Amy and oh gosh, my mind just drew blank. But, if all else fails, I can meet my future husband, I guess, on an interview. I don't know. It could be cool. Search some other Jennifer Smiths. There's a lot of professors out there. On the bottom right-hand corner, there's a linguist. On the left-hand corner, there's a lawyer for immigration and naturalization, which was pretty neat for me to discover. So if I failed to meet the man of my dreams while on assignment, I could become a professor. Some of the common denominators, the first Jennifer Smith, same age, that's about it. I do not sext anyone. I am on LinkedIn. I'm a journalist. I love languages. I used to want to be a marine biologist. And I'm actually a naturalized U.S. citizen, so that was some fun, weird universal things, which is pretty cool. So these are a list of all, or kind of a range of all different Jennifer Smiths. In the bottom left, there's an actress who's on Broadway with Matthew Broderick, a bodybuilder, who knew? Up top, there's she played Lavender Brown, I believe, from Harry Potter. There's a mugshot of someone. So there's lots of avenues my life could have gone. But I became this Jenn Smith. I shortened my name to Jenn with 2 N's because it just syllabically makes sense. It's my preference. There's a lot of neat things, as you can see, that are spelled with my name in 2 N's, which is cool. Sometimes people, when they meet me, don't believe my name is Jenn Smith. Like this one guy I met at this bar called Frog in Yonkers, and we had this whole conversation. I ended up having to show him my ID, and he still didn't believe me. And he said to me, you cannot be Jenn Smith. And I said, well, it's my name. I said, why? And he said, because Jenn Smith is a white girl from Kansas. Clearly, I'm not a white girl from Kansas. And for those of you who appreciate Toto, you appreciate this graphic as well. It's pretty cool being Jenn Smith. It's kind of like being a secret agent. You can be anything we want, except for, the creepy agent guys from The Matrix. I did some more research coming up next on all the other Jenn Smiths who spell their names with 2 N's like myself, who are out in the world. And the next slide will introduce some. This is Jenn Smith, who is a professor at college out in Oakland, and her specific field of study is evolutionary behavioral ecology. She studied the lions and folks down there in Kenya. And this is another Jenn Smith who I think I would really like. She's an artist and also a reference librarian at the Chicago Art Institute. And if you go to thejensmith.com, she actually made a little video about why it's cool to be an artist and a librarian, because she's a nerd about research and she likes to help people, which I like too. This other Jenn Smith works at the Astor Center in New York City. She's a general manager there, a purveyor of wine and food, also things I love and read about. She also contributes to a blog called Mommyverse, which is for Latina moms and women. This other Jenn Smith is a blogger for Philly Blurbs, and she is all about kind of anti-bullying efforts, and she's got this policy, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. But she's really neat. If you go to phillyblurbs.com, you can look her up. This Jenn Smith has a cute little dog named Ellie. She's from the Cape, and she's a floral designer and does really neat things with flowers and wedding cakes and fiddleheads. And she's a fashion merchandising major. So I guess we Jenn Smiths have a little bit of style and class, who knows. A couple other Jenn Smiths of the world up top, hand right, so world-class surfer. Down left is an animal rescuer. Some famous bikers. Lady with the crazy scale is actually a nutritionist. So there's a lot of, we're pretty versatile, we Jenn Smith kinds. So the update of being a Jenn Smith. It's actually becoming a little bit more unique now. Jennifer is no longer the most popular name in the U.S., as you can see by reading down. Sophia is number 1 right now, and my name is topped out by Adriana, Clara, Chloe, Tessa. Any of you in the house? No? Makes you even more unique. So what sets me apart from the rest? I'm probably the only person in the world with the middle name Jameen. I'm the only Jenn Smith who works for the Eagles, sort of. There's Jen Huberto, who was a former Jenn Smith who worked for the Transcript. And I'm pretty sure I'm the only Indian Jenn Smith who comes from an Irish, Polish, Lithuanian family. And that's a little taste of me and who I was, who I am, and who I could become or, segue into if I ever go undercover as a secret agent. Thank you very much.